Good morning. Recently I've been reading a fascinating book. It's by Colonel Eileen Collins. It's entitled Through the Glass Ceiling to the Stars. She's an astronaut, but it turns out that she wound up becoming the first American woman to command a space flight here for the United States. But she went on from that to become the first woman to command the International Space Station. Now, she's had an incredible career in aviation, and she's now written a book about it, talking about her life and her experiences and how she became the first woman to command the International Space Station. One of the things I really enjoyed learning about her, though, was that she did some of her training at Vance Air Force Base there in Enid, Oklahoma. And she was there for a number of years, and she talks about how much she fell in love with Oklahoma. And the thing she loved about Oklahoma was the people. I thought it was fascinating as I read through there to see her passion about our state and who we are and how she felt about us. But anyway, it turns out that she has this incredible career, but she has to always be in competition. When you're going along and you're working with other pilots, you're always in a group and you're always in competition. Who can fly the best maneuvers? Who can wind up taking the best test? Who can make the best verbal presentations? And she said she always felt that pressure. She wanted to be the best. But as she continued to grow, she began to mature. When she actually got accepted to test pilot school, which is the kind of things of Chuck Yeager, Neil Armstrong, John Young, I mean the best of the best at Edwards Air Force Base, when she was there to go through test pilot school, an interesting thing began to happen. She said everyone wanted to be their very best. They wanted to have the highest grades on the flights and all those kind of things. But let me read you what she said. We were so aware of our natural drive to be the best that from the outset, we made rules to keep the level of competition from becoming overwhelming. For example, it was her classmate, Rob Skid Row, who suggested the first day that if you told anyone you got a perfect score on a test, you had to buy a beer for the whole class. Likewise, you needed to keep your grades to yourself. And that got them off to a good start. She happened to be the highest ranking officer in her class of all these men, and she was the highest ranking officer. And it was her job to kind of guide everybody. And let me read you what she came to realize. She said, at the test pilot school, I had two missions. First was to become the best test pilot I could be. Second, I needed to perform my duties as class leader to help those in my class achieve their number one mission for themselves. The entire reason we were there at Edwards Air Force Base was to become the best test pilots, navigators, and engineers that we could possibly be. I tried to focus on that every day. To stop trying to be the best and remember to be your best, and how important it is to help everyone else along the way to be their best. She is a great lady of faith, and that just so happens to be the faith and the actions that we are all called to. When you read Paul's letter to the Philippians, Paul would say in his second chapter, if then there is any encouragement in Christ, any consolation from love, and any sharing in the Spirit, any compassion and sympathy, make my joy complete. Be of the same mind, having the same love, being in full accord and of one mind. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit. Let each of you look not to your own interest, but to the interest of others. When we start this new year, if we would start it with a commitment to strive to be the very best that we could be, and make a commitment, we want to help those around us be the very best they can be, then you and I really would help to build a better world. Have a great day.